Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to your next normal, the future, the time together where we gather our minds, our hearts, our beings, our souls, to simply raise our vibrations so that the world can become a golden aged paradise. Isn't that a wonderful aim to go for? Despite whatever challenges that you might wake up in, and God knows we have had our fair share of whatever challenges or opportunities come knocking on our door with our address on it, I've been noticing for myself that there are two ways that I can decide how I want to deal with opportunities. And I use the word opportunity very intentionally. Situations that come into your life happen for you, not to you. You might have heard me say that a million times, but they're actually happening for me, for you. There's something that the soul might be missing. There might be something that the universe, the drama of life wants to basically shift your attention somewhere else. It wants to assist you in finding the energy of love and power inside of you. So last week we had some very interesting news in terms of our living arrangements and what became like a last minute shocker where the owner decided to do something to the house without us knowing, and we have to vacate it. I remembered that I had to receive that in two ways, either with love or with attachment. And I was observing how I would go into where love is, and love would just say, let it go. There's an opportunity here. You've been wanting to create something more. This is the time. So what, you've been living here for 14 years. You've been the best tenants. He's not had to worry about a thing since we've been here. We've even upgraded his home, okay? So I can receive whatever the changes are that he brought to us and say, receive it with love. And when I was receiving it with love, what I was experiencing was a release, letting it go. There is benefit in this scene. The universe is on your side. There is something better that's calling you. You will see that there might be someone, something that is about to enter into your life to create a story for you that's better than the one that's going on. Now, that's how I would respond to it with love. Now, when I would find that my attachment would get into the situation that I was dealing with, I was like, oh, it's such an inconvenience. Oh, how could he do that? Why would he do something like that? Why is he so cold and callous, calculated, rude? And I could find that how my energy would go there, and I went, well, how is that helping me? And how is that even going to help all of us? You know, when I relocate, I don't relocate as one person or as a sister with another sister or a brother and stuff. I'm relocating a complete community. And so how do you relocate a complete community in 1.5 months or less than 60 days? And that's how much time he has given us. And so I'm reaching out to each and every one of you to really continue to send your blessings and your good wishes that we continue the way that we have. The meditation museums are still closed, and we've been able to maintain and keep everything good with there. The house has now been sold. God knows who's the buyer. We have no idea. We don't know when or whatever, but it's just, you've got less than 60 days. All of this going back and forth, oh, well, I gave you 90 days. If you'd given me 90 days, I wouldn't be so shocked when you told me on Monday. So I think I'm pretty intelligent to understand information that's communicated to me. So the point that I'm making is that when situations come to you, it's coming for you to find something in you that you might have missed, to take you to another level, to help you, to find love. Where does love, what does love want you to do? You know, as I went out today and I took Sister Gita and Happy, we had to do a few errands. And as I was coming back, I'm just looking around at the neighborhood and the place, and I'm just saying, well, you know, maybe there's another place there we can look for, we'll buy it, or see where we can rent another nice place that could keep us for another few decades. That's how I think. And as I was driving around and driving back to where we have been for 14 years, I was saying, what does love want me to do? What does love want for me here in this situation? And it's so interesting because whenever you tune in and you ask yourself, what does love want of me in this situation? All your responses take you to freedom. Everything takes you to light. Everything takes you to power. Everything takes you to respect, accommodation, kindness, cooperation. Everything takes you to things can always work out. And I thought to myself that as I was talking to the owner and I was trying to get through to him, he had reached that point that he even blocked me from the phone. Can you believe this, everyone? This is the kind of energy I was dealing with for 14 years, and I've kept it so calm and cool. And I was saying, why would he do that? I've not been harsh. I've not been rude. I'm just saying, you give less than 60 days during the pandemic. Oh my gosh, I'm not moving one person. I'm moving a complete community of 14 years. I'm sharing this with all of you because you've all been my friends and you've been with us on the journey from we first started on March 16th. Remember that day when we first started with Spiritual Vaccine Hour, and then we went to the next normal, and then we were experimenting with the green back to make that look better. And now this feels like home. And I'm inviting all of you in. And I was remembering when we were putting together this new studio, I kept feeling like, why can't I see it? Why can't I see it? It's as if I could feel and I could sense that something was about to give, but I wasn't sure, and I could sense it. I remembered when we fixed the roof for like the 5th time, and then we fixed the meditation room, and then we fixed the heater, and I kept thinking, I just sense something, but it's a home, so let's just make sure everything is working. No matter what, bring your blessings, bring your abundance, bring your goodness. And I said to God, who I call Baba and who we call Baba in the Brahma Kumaris, Baba, your good deeds will never go to waste. Our good deeds will never go to waste. So I'm going to keep coming from that place. But I have to confess, there were times that my attachment came in and I was like, what is wrong with this soul? And I would like, oh my God. And even just as I'm thinking like this, and I'm like, geez, not now. And I could see how the attachment in terms of my consciousness, or in terms of what I think as a soul, has been impressed on me for the last 14 years in this home. That if I was thinking from that 14-year consciousness of everything that I have seen for the last 14 years, the smells that I've earned, the trees that I've counted, the leaves that have fallen, the energy of, if I kept thinking like that, it's like it would have been so challenging to deal with this situation and decision. And when I would turn to Baba and I would turn to love, I just felt free, that it's going to be okay. And I'll tell you why I am stressing that you and everyone out there who is watching the show today, for you to practice the same thing. Because no matter what, you have to go through what you're going to go through. Just accept that. We have to go through whatever we go through with a person, with a situation, with a material possession, in our health. So you can't argue with what is the inevitable. It's ridiculous if you are fighting with it and it's the inevitable for it to happen, knowing that it will not change. But if you can apply that love into the space to be able to identify it for it in the form of a gift, that it's a blessing, that it's coming to teach you, that it's coming to show you, it's coming to make you wiser, it's coming to make you more humble, it's coming to make you more peaceful, it's coming to make you pull the strength that you have within your spirit, and not pull the strength from any external support, but to pull the strength of the soul. Then you will realize that it's a blessing. even as a result of our great opportunity that has come upon us. Our next door future neighbors that are building a beautiful home, and that's what I think I'll miss the most. The possibility of us having a wonderful time together, because I could just sense we were going to be the best of friends and that things were just going to be amazing with the way that we would work and serve and create a lot of things together. And even our next door neighbor, and I want everyone to send our love and our blessings to Sanjay and Priyanka, who kind of just stepped up, on his own. He just stepped up to try to somehow talk some sense into the owner of this house to support and to help us. And with no success, of course, the soul was just so adamant that they're not even into any thinking about, well, let me see if I can help those sisters. And they've been so good for the last 14 years. And then you get to see that when your mind is focused on something that you need and want, and it's all good for you, but sometimes for other people it's not. Coming from my perspective, I don't think it's beneficial for the bigger picture, and yet I think it's beneficial for him if he sold us the house. But for him, no, I already want to sell it to somebody else. I was like, what is this? I'm missing something here. And so I'm just wondering, like, how when we have a certain perception or interpretation of things, Sanjay, who stepped up to talk to him man to man and to see if he could work it out, it was like talking to a wall. And it was like I just couldn't get the story right. And I just want us all of us out there, all of my friends out there that touch base with us every night, send our blessings to Sanjay and Priyanka. They've been incredible. And just publicly, I want to thank them for the love and the care that they just didn't have to offer, but they just showed up to see in what way they could help and support us. So back to the fact that we have a chance to deal with anything that emerges in our lives from a place of love, which comes with wisdom, it comes with self-respect, which comes with understanding, cooperation, ease, harmony, solutions, power, empowerment, happiness, joy, versus when you deal with what has to happen to you, it's the inevitable. When you come from a place of attachment, and then you get the frustration, the disappointment, the anger, the criticisms like, oh, come on now, not now, this is not what I need at this time, and all of those vibrations, and you step back from it and you go to Baba and you go to God and you tell him, okay, so what does love want of me here? And everything that you're going through will just subside. And somehow, some way, something will give. I mentioned about, even though this opportunity, it has brought Sanjay, Priyanka, and their family closer to us to help us. Deepak, Ram, David, our brothers who have come forward, Antonia, individuals who I could always turn to, who will just be there to see in what way we can really help to raise the vibration and create the funding that will be needed now for us to make a very important move. So I'm looking at how there's benefit already. There's benefit that's even happening right in front of my eyes. That you may not have to go through this in order to bring all of these incredible folks together. One never knows the mysteries in the universe and how they're playing out. So what's happening with you and for you right now? Out there in the world, what's happening for you? Something in a relationship, something in your finance, something in your health, something just with your state of mind. What's happening for you, my sweet brother and sister out there? That love wants to do something through you. What does love want of me at this time? And if I'm able to apply and use love, how much more broad-minded will my thinking be than to be so tunnel vision and so short visioned? Because that's what attachment does. Attachment shrinks your capacity and your potential, and love will expand it and open it up for the entire universe to be a part of. That might be our golden opportunity during this pandemic, to love our way through all our tests and our challenges and our opportunities and circumstances. And even though this is just another opportunity for us to shine and show our resilience and continue to be forthright, I tell you, there are times that the attachment will kick in and it will say, you know what, enough. That's enough. And then at the same token, the love kicks back in and goes, it'll never be enough. Life is great. Your soul and your spirit is unlimited. Keep pushing forward. So, how do we look at our situations? You do your best. You're born and you're given a name, an identity, a gender, a religion, maybe even a nationality, I'm sure. Of course, you're given a nationality. And as you're growing, you are picking up traits from your parents, your environment, your friends, your relatives, and whatever you've come with in terms of your own personality. Then as you're maturing and you're, making decisions and you're winning some and you're not winning others, or maybe you're growing more in this area, but then you're not growing in that area. And then you find yourself doing some introspective work along the way, and you keep looking inside to try to find you there. And a lot of times people don't know where to stop when they go in, or they don't know where to look when they go inside themselves. And I say, look where the love is. Look where the love is. And what's fascinating is how you can be in the energy of love in 1 second, and in another second, someone or some situation can come and you're just out of it in another second, which means we have to do so much more work on increasing the energy of love. And I wonder, and I want you to think about this too while you're out there. I wonder if we have to keep being tested to keep allowing love to do what it needs to do. And if we become the embodiment of love, will there even be anything such as a test paper? Because the love just moves it out of the way. It just goes, see you later, Felicia. So when we look at our circumstances that unfold in our lives, we always know, like in our ancient Eastern traditions, everything is karmic. Whatever thoughts, words, actions, experiences that you and I are holding in the soul, we all say it's a result of karma. And sometimes when we receive our karmic unfolding, if you do it with love, it'll always feel like karma's on your side. If you do it with attachment, you're like, why is it always, what? Are the universe or the stars up against me or something? And I was saying to myself the other day, I says, things have been so easy and smooth because we've been just moving on a particular consistent level. I believe in consistency. I believe in maintaining a positive vibration. I believe in people's energies continuously being used in a right way and staying connected. And I've seen it over and over again. When waste energy comes in, it's like obstacles unlimited. It's like a domino effect. One thing after another, one thing after another. I got a call the other today, and I was talking to somebody about my situation, and the response the person had to my situation was so interesting. And then they started to talk about somebody else who has been a problem to me, a real obstacle to some of the work and stuff that I've been doing. And I said to myself, I'm telling you about this very serious situation and you're talking about this person? And I was just like, forget the love, attachment, come in the door. And I was just like not in the best space. And I kept going back again, but love, what do you want of me? And every time I went back to love, what do you want of me? I immediately turned my attention inwards, behind my eyes, to the soul, and I connected to the supreme energy, to God. And then everything just started to unfold very beautifully and very naturally. And I said, love wants me to be me, and that is a loving person. So whatever you might be going through out there, whatever the situation is, as it's unfolding, even if you have to go through the back and forth of the love or the attachment, the situation is going to happen with or without love. The situation is going to occur. No matter what you do, it's going to unfold. Have you ever noticed how much easier it is for you to give advice to a friend who is going through a very challenging time because they're attached to the situation? And for you, you can just tell them, just let it go. We have to evolve from these things. And, she's like this or he's like that. And you hang up the phone and you're fine. Nothing is bothering you. But when you're going through the situation, and even if somebody gives you the advice, if there's attachment to the story, boy, you're not going to let go of that very easily at all. So, no matter what, that situation is going to happen. And that situation is happening for you. For you to bring more love into your story and into your journey, because the more love there is in your life, see, love, the more love there is, there will be more freedom. You'll invite a better energy, more opportunities, cooperation, harmony, power, solutions, happiness, joy, beauty, grace, respect, making the impossible possible. And when it's attachment, fear, ego, anger, disheartenment, confusion, why, frustration, hate, dislike. And that's why you wonder why certain marriages find it so hard to work through, is that the spouses are looking at each other from a consciousness of attachment. If they were looking from the consciousness of love, maybe they would have been able to work out their marriage. Even if they decided to have a divorce, maybe it would have ended up to be an amicable divorce. So my message for you today is accept. Situations are going to come, no matter what you do. Second, you have a choice. Deal with it with love or deal with it with attachment. If you deal with it with love, it'll be the most beautiful experience and opportunity of your life. If you deal with it with attachment, you would have taken so much power from you, power that you would have need or you will need in the future. But also the attachment will make you into a person that you don't want to be. And it will create a vibration that is actually a detriment to the environment. So, in this acceptance of a situation, knowing that you have a choice to choose love or attachment, then we have to begin to just mature and accept that life will always be an unfolding of various scenes and various situations and circumstances. It's just how it's going to move. It has all of these gifts in it. No matter how you count it, and let it go. And even in the midst of all your stuff, don't be so wrapped up in your stuff that you still can't be of support to other people. I've had like 4 calls today with individuals who are either on the verge of committing suicide, depressed, or having some major financial problems. And in the midst of us maybe getting, out of this in less than 60 days, I still had the space to still look out for them. Do you know why? What would love want of me? What would love want of me? To be stuck in my challenge and my opportunity and situation and forget the world? Well, only an attached mind thinks like that. But a mind with love will accept, okay, I got to deal with that. But okay, so, this person wants to harm themselves and they're turning to me. I have to be there. This person's depressed and they need to talk to me. I am here. This person's having financial situations. They don't know if the company will continue. Okay, I'm here. Why? What would love one of you? And as I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone today, I go, gosh, I got to pull out a big fire right now. I mean, I need every dime I can get. And I was like, it's okay. We still were there for each other. As much as I was talking to her about her situation, and I was also telling her how I have to put out a big fire right now, I still had the space. I still had the space for her. And when I sat in silence and I just stayed in the room, and Sister Gita was with me, and if you're joining the show for the first time, Sister Gita is my mother and was one of the best meditation teachers at the meditation museums back in the day, and she's now in a very entertaining stage. And as we were together, in my room today, I was just looking at her and I was looking at me, and I was saying, there's not a lot of people like you, It doesn't matter what you go through. You will go back and ask, love, what do you want of me? What is it that you need of me? So I throw that out to you as your practice, your effort, your gift, and your purpose to live like this. And I will tell you that it was because of my study of Raj Yoga meditation that has made me who I am. I'm not saying that other teachings and philosophies might not do that for you, or they don't do that for you. I'm just telling you, if I didn't know that I was the soul and that God was the supreme soul and everything that's happening is all about karma, I don't know if I could deal with all these tests and situations that come and go. They just come and they go. And when they come, what comes out of you? Might be a gift, something that you never knew you even had. Look out for a very special segment tomorrow with South Asian female comedian Vijay Nathan. We're going to talk about family, relationships, interracial marriage or relationships, being a stepmom, being a comedian, being an Indian, just being her, and learning a lot about how to overcome fear and just being your authentic self. So tomorrow's show will give you some laughter and some insights as we welcome Vijay Nathan. I hope you've been enjoying Meditation Mondays. I know that I have, and I hope also last week you enjoyed our show with Birshan Shah. We're hoping that on Wednesdays we will have some special segments, but it's not all guaranteed because of the guests and everything that we have to go through now with this big change that we have as our opportunity and our gift for 2021. But look out for it. Look out for the shows, and please support us in whatever way you can as we continue to thrive and update and upgrade everything along the way. And don't forget Positive Fridays with Brother David, who will take you through positive thinking and help you to just stay on course. Thanks so much for joining us on the Brahma Kumari's Next Normal. We love you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.